Hey guys, welcome to FM Driving School. In today's video, we're going to give you the top 10 reasons for failing your driving test from the official driving agency, the official governing body, DVSA. When you do your driving test, and for those of you who have already taken their driving test will know that if you fail, you'll be given the reason as to why you failed. Your driving examiner will actually go through it with you as a debrief at the end of the test. You'll be sent an email and it will state the reasons that you failed. So obviously, every single student that's failed throughout the years or throughout a certain period of time, it's going to be recorded, and now it's been compiled into 10 reasons, or the top 10 reasons why a student can fail. So let's get into why that is. So we're on the official government website. This guide explains the top 10 reasons people fail in the car driving test. You need to be a good driver to pass a driving test. Okay, it says 45.9% pass rate between April 2019 and March 2020. So below 50% of students have passed. Many people who failed their test made at least one of the mistakes explained in this guide. So let's get into it and go through it. And if you got a driving test coming up, it'll be extremely useful because hopefully you won't make the same mistake that we're going to go through. We're now going to go through the top 10 reasons as to why a student fails a driving test. We're on the official DVSA's website, so we're going to go through their reasons and their recorded data as to why a student fails. We're going to start with number 10. So number 10 is not keeping control of the vehicle during reverse parking. So let's see which reverse parking are they talking about. Is there a specific one? You can always go to our site fmdrivingschool.co.uk or even our channel FM Driving School to see how we teach this particular maneuver itself and what are the mistakes a student makes in it and what exactly the driving examiners look out for. Alright, but let's get into the reason as to why a student fails. On DVSA, you must be able to control the car accurately when you parallel park at the side of the road or reverse to park in a parking bay. Any mistakes you make in this area will be counted under the reverse park control faults on your driving test results. So if you pull out the marking sheet, the driving test marking sheet, you can see here it'll be under the category number 5, reverse parking, and it'll be here control. Even the observation, let me read further into the article as to why a student fails in the reverse parking. But here, this is a control section, and you can see the S is serious, so this column is serious, and this D is dangerous. If you get a serious or dangerous fault, you'd actually fail your driving test as it's considered a major fault. So what exactly are the faults? Well, if you look at the DVSA's official government website, so we're on gov.uk, they say a dangerous fault. This involves actual danger to you, the examiner, the public or property. A serious fault is something potentially dangerous, and a driving fault, which are minor faults. This is not potentially dangerous, but if you keep making the same fault, it could become a serious fault. So just to put in perspective, imagine you're doing your driving test, you'll get a dangerous fault, for example, if the examiner has to intervene physically. Maybe they've pressed the brake, maybe they've had to steer for you, you got a bit too close to the cars and they've steered for you. A serious fault could be you got a bit too close to the car, but you just about made it. There was no intervention, but the examiner felt unsafe. So that could be also a serious fault. But a dangerous fault could be they physically had to move you away from, say, the car to the left of you. Going back to the top 10 reasons as to why a student fails a driving test. Number 10, the reverse parking exercise. Here it shows that we're always ending up on the pavement at the end of the parallel park. When you complete a parallel park, either the front or the back wheels, or even both on the passenger side, end up on the pavement. Now, as a student, when you're doing the reverse exercise, you should be able to see it and also feel it. If you're doing it lightly and you slightly hit the curb, if it's a high curb, most likely you're going to feel it, you can quickly try to correct it. If it's a drop curb, you may mount on top of the curb and not even recognize you've mounted on top of it. Now, unfortunately, if you do, it's considered a major fault and you'd fail. Let's see, too many attempts to reposition when parking. When you park in a bay or at the side of the road, you take too many attempts to either position the car to park within the bay lines, position the car close and parallel to the curb. Again, we've seen this even in our driving lessons. Forget the driving test itself. When you're learning to do the maneuvers and you're correcting it too many times, you can fail. They give you 1 or 2 attempts really to fix it. Okay, losing control of the car when parking in a bay. When you park in a bay, you lose control of the car. Now, this could happen purely because, remember, in the bays itself, there's hardly any space to do much. You can't really go fast. You have to be extremely slow. So most of our students, we teach them to be extremely slow below gear 1. So just using clutch control in order to do the maneuver. Ending up parking outside of the bay. When you park in a bay, your final parking position is outside of the lines of the bay. So again, this is one of the reasons why you'd fail. So let's just recap as to why a student fails. So you're ending up on the pavements. This is for the parallel park, so the wheels are on top of the pavement. Too many attempts to fix the maneuver in both the bay parking and the parallel park. Losing control of the car when parking in a bay. And as we mentioned, make sure you keep the car extremely slow. And finally, ending up parking outside of the bay. So if you make any of these mistakes, these are some of the reasons why you'd commit a major fault, meaning you'd fail your driving test. Here's an example of one of our students doing a mock driving test, and you're going to see them doing the maneuver itself, and let's see exactly how they made the mistake.
Safety stop now.
Where would you like me to stop?
Let's stop after these 3 cars.
Sure. Here, is that right?
You tell me.
Should be closer.
Let's leave it. Let's leave it. Stop here, please. Yeah. Okay. Okay. What we're gonna do now, Nick, is the parallel park on this car. Don't worry about the drop curve driveway. Just imagine there's a curb there. Okay.
Sure.
So Nick's being slightly cheeky by asking me for the answers as he's parked wide, and he was about to correct it. So I didn't answer the question. I've asked him to figure it out, and he was about to correct it. That's why I've now said it's alright, you don't have to go back in, which again some examiners may do because we're about to do an exercise here.
Fast. All right. Bit too close there. No. Let me reset that. Let him come out.
Correcting it is not a problem, it's just doing it too many times. So we've given him a chance to correct it, but then he still ends up wide, and then as he comes back in, you can't see it, but he's still wide.
Coming out way too wide. I must admit,
Okay.
I did mess up that
It's alright.
because I went pulled the other way.
Let's stop it. Okay, sorry.
Do you want me to?
No,
pull
no,
over
no,
a
no,
little
no,
bit?
no, no, no. Finish it. Finish it. Finish it.
One time I do try it, and I've made a balls up of it. Oh well.
Okay.
Do you want me to
Let's
move off here?
let's move off. Let's move off from. Actually, hold on. Let me just get the sat nav out. Yeah.
So there you have it. That was actually a mock test from a previous video. Go to our channel to catch it. But in this video, let's go through firstly what happened. We asked the student to pull up somewhere safe. So that's the first process of the test itself. They're going to make you pull up and then tell you you're going to now do the parallel park or the reverse park. With the bay parking, they'll just take you into the car park and tell you, now just find somewhere to park. If they're doing the reverse one, it'll be inside the test center and they'll ask you reverse back into the bay. But let's just specifically talk about this particular mover right now. So you seen in the video that the student did try to correct it, but what happened was we allowed them to correct it twice, in fact. Not all examiners will allow you to correct it twice. Some will just do it once. I'll say twice is probably a normal amount of time though. But even on the second attempt, they were wide. Therefore, I had to now say, you know what, that's more than enough. Let's stop it there and carry on with the driving test. The examiners obviously will fail you if you keep correcting it, because you have enough time, enough space to correct it. Why do you need 3 or 4 attempts? As an instructor though, we'll be making sure we teach our students, make sure you do your observations, check around, do your blind spot checks. So in this particular maneuver, you'll see our student here, Nick, look at the 6-point check he's doing, and see this car that's coming through? You'll see, look at Nick stopping for the car now. Had he carried on and he had to swing out, say he turned left and the car was now swinging out towards the road, that would be also a major fault. So not checking, there's a blind spot check again. Not checking that blind spot can be extremely important. You can actually fail on it. Obviously, these are free tips that I'm giving you as a driving instructor, as a teacher, as a trained, qualified instructor. On the DVSA website, it's more talking about specifically mounting on top of the curb or having too many attempts to correct the maneuver. Now, in our case, we were too wide. We were the opposite. We were too wide. But our student did try to correct it too many times. I think they would have done it a 3rd time. But obviously, I've now intervened and said, you know what? Let's finish here and carry on with the test. That actually happens in the test as well. If they feel that, okay, you've done enough times, you couldn't do it, they'll just say, okay, stop. Let's carry on. Let's move on from here. We're just going to end it here. So this is number 10. Top 10 reasons why students fail the driving test. This is number 10. To catch the rest of the reasons, please go to our channel, FM Driving School, and also our site, fmdrivingschool.co.uk. Don't forget, guys, to like, share, and subscribe. It does take a lot of effort to make this video, so it will be really helpful if you guys can like, share, and subscribe with our channel.